give them a reason to talk to you and be the solution for them, okay? Be the solution to their fears, their concerns, their questions. Be the solution. I just got one of my clients $20,000 to buy down their interest rate. It was amazing. I'd love to talk to you more about that and come up with a game plan once you're ready, right? Would love to get you, talk to you, so you know, as you start the process, so you know how to get the best deal out there.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another LabCoats webinar. Obviously, my name is Guillermo, and this is Gus with PowerISA. And I'm really excited about co-hosting this with him because I am a marketing geek. The amount of money that I've spent on training and coaches and masterminds is ridiculous. But the ISA is such a crucial role for all teams and agents and businesses and just in general that I really, I think that we all need to learn, whether you're using their service or you're just trying to do it yourself. If you can only afford to be your own ISA, I'm sure there's going to be great takeaways. So Gus, why don't you go ahead and go, and I'll just jump in whenever I feel like I got a question.
Awesome. Guillermo, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And absolutely. One of the things I love to say is if you don't have an ISA, you are the ISA, right? The answer is you, because someone's got to make those calls. Someone's got to follow up with these leads. And one of the most interesting, I want to call them conversion problems that we see in real estate is this enigma of Facebook leads, right? Like, how do we convert more Facebook leads? How do we turn more Facebook leads into clients, into deals, right? So, because I'll be honest with you, I think at this point, so many agents have tried Facebook leads. They've attempted it, right? And if you're, drop a comment in the chat. If you're currently running Facebook ads or have run them in the past, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're currently running or have run them in the past, you have some experience with Facebook, drop a 1 in the chat and got one. Okay, we got one person. Okay, cool. That's not bad. Well, maybe everyone else is new. Oh, a couple more. Here we go. There's everybody. So we have some people that have tried this in the past. And usually, right, the feedback that I get from most agents is maybe you did great with them. That's awesome. But a lot of agents say, oh, these leads are terrible, right? These leads suck. Oh, it's the worst lead ever. Facebook's not good for me. Facebook doesn't work. Facebook's not effective for real estate. You can't get any business from it. And I just want to say that's just wrong, right? That's just not correct. That's the wrong conclusion to draw from your experience. It's the wrong conclusion. Okay. And I'm going to get into it with this. This is what this presentation is about. Like, what are the best practices for converting Facebook leads? And folks, this is not just going to be, 30 touches in 30 days, blah, blah, blah. That's not what this is. This is way more than that, okay? This is way more than just, you got to call them 50 times in a day. No, right? That's not that. Number one, don't do that, right? That's not a good idea. But it takes more than that. We're recording this in December of 2023, okay? It is a very different market than it was even 12 months ago, right? You guys know this, you feel it, not just because the market itself is shifting, not just because of that, but because the consumer is much more savvy, folks. It is much more savvy than what they were a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. When I first started PowerISA, we were converting Facebook leads. All it took for most Facebook leads was just to ask them very transactional questions. Hey, what are you looking for? And are you pre-approved yet? And what's your time frame? Okay, great. That was all it took. That was fun. It was like shooting fish in a barrel with Facebook years ago. Okay. That doesn't work that well anymore, right? Trust me, I've tried, right? I've tried every other ad to keep things the same. I would love to do things the same way we did them back in 2015, 2016. Okay. Because you could get awesome conversions off of Facebook with very little effort. Okay. Not that much effort. Now it takes more work. And that's not just true for Facebook. It's true for other online lead generation sources. All right. So let's jump right into it. I'll take a quick peek here at the chat. I love that. Thanks, folks. Yeah, Sean, there's definitely going to be a recording. This will be recorded, and it'll be on the LabCoatAgents YouTube channel. I think there's a copy within the LabCoatAgents group, and it's going to be on the LabCoatAgents YouTube channel. So we'll definitely have it in there. Don't worry about that, because this is going to be a good one, okay? So here we go. Let's jump right into it. So the conversion problem, okay? Why do I call this? And I didn't want to title this, for the whole webinar this, because I don't think that's not a very good title. But how to convert Facebook leads, right? I think that's a better title. But this is the problem space. This is where most agents fail with Facebook leads, okay? You need a plan to convert. I'm making a lot of assumptions here. I'm assuming you know how to generate leads. You've hired someone, you figure this out on your own. That's another class, by the way, that I teach, how to generate these leads. But this is a conversion class. I'm assuming you know how to generate leads. You're generating them, but you're not getting the result that you want. Why? Because the conversion is not dialed in, okay? Too many agents give up way too quickly and way too easily, okay? So it is an activity-based solution. You got to there's effort, there's work, but also what you say matters, okay? And folks, this goes without saying, but I'll still say it. You need a solid CRM to help you with conversion. If you're trying to generate Facebook leads without investing in a great CRM that has marketing automation, SMS automation, email automation, reminders, then don't buy Facebook leads, because that's a must. That's a table stakes. That's the minimum required to have a chance at having success, okay? So folks, Facebook lead conversion today, all right? So you need to solve 3 problems when you're trying to convert Facebook leads for real estate, okay? Number 1 is the speed to lead problem. That's true. That was true 5 years ago, 8 years ago, and it's still true now. You want immediate response. That's true. You have to contact them enough times and in a compelling enough way to get a response. Quality here matters too, not just quantity. And once they respond, you've got to know how to convert them into a qualified lead, and you have to have a nurture process, okay? Nurture process. I'm not just going to be talking about calling and texting on this webinar. I'm going to talk about nurturing leads, okay? Because Facebook has a disproportionate amount of their leads at the top of the funnel, early in the process, okay? And I'm sure there's marketers who will disagree with me. Oh my God, Facebook leads are the bottom of the funnel. Folks, as an aggregate, as a category, in my opinion, Facebook leads are at the top, maybe middle of the funnel, okay? They're earlier on in the process. Bottom of funnel lead, what does that mean? It means leads that are shoppers, okay? It means leads that are actively looking at specific properties and have questions about them. That's a Zillow lead. It's a Realtor.com lead. And in a lot of markets, those leads are adequately priced. 35 to 40% of your commission is what a bottom of funnel lead is going to cost you, right? And maybe you get a great deal on those. Maybe they're only $200 a lead, right? Potentially, that's great. That's a much better deal than 35%, 40% of your commission. But those leads are adequately priced. The advantage that Facebook has is that it has quantity of leads at a much lower price to get started. And if you figure out how to take a top of funnel lead all the way to the bottom, it has massive ROI, okay? But that's a big if. That is a big if, right? Because if you get into Facebook expecting Realtor.com, Zillow.com quality leads, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. Most leads are not there, okay? Most leads are not there from Facebook. You've got to qualify them, and you've got to learn how to nurture and convert them along that way. That's what we're going to talk about today.
So
we're going to have all 3 problems.
You mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Go for it, Guillermo.
So I know that you said, and we all know that it's not 2015, 2016, that things are saying different. Are you going to be covering like the difference in the tonality, the scripts, or the questions, or the approach that you guys are doing? And then also my other question is, we did a unscientific small experiment, and instead of doing speed to lead like everybody, we were calling them the next day, and we noticed that there was less resistance to. Have you guys ever tried anything like that? And the way that I rationalize,
I love that.
The way that I rationalize is that once you fill out the form, and your phone rings, you already know who it is. So the defense comes up, right? But if you call them the next day and use something like, hey, the other day you were looking on Facebook for some real estate. Do you have any questions? It kind of makes them have to go into the back of their mind and remember when that was.
Yeah, absolutely. So 100%. I love that. And I'm going to talk about that, Guillermo. I'm going to talk about that when we talk about the speed to lead problem. So I love it. 100%. We'll tackle both of those things. Great questions. Let's jump right into it. Make sure we get through everything. All right. So, here, folks, here's another thing, right? Sometimes people want to ignore the phone because the prevalence of texting and text response is so prevalent. It's massive now. At least 50% of people's contacts come from texting nowadays, right? At least 50%. That's true. But to get someone across the finish line, it's very challenging to avoid the phone. Okay, it's very challenging. Conversion rates are higher when you're talking about calling. In the graph that I'm showing you guys, the lighter color, what is that, like blue? The lighter blue is people that convert if you actually get them on the phone. And the conversion rate is higher, 50% higher, like 3 times as high. It's much higher when you're actually calling them on the phone, right? So I think this is going to be true, okay? So let's jump into it. The first problem we talked about, speed to lead, okay? So, and you've heard these numbers, right? And Guillermo, I'm sure you've heard of these numbers. That's why you ran your experiment. This has been studied. Like 70% of online leads are going to talk to whoever gets to them first. If you reach out to someone within the first 60 seconds, 400% higher conversion rate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all these things are great, and I understand them, but how can you possibly do that as a real estate agent, right? That's usually not a realistic goal. Like calling all of your leads within 60 seconds, okay? Like there's ways to solve this, but how do you do that? How do you approach this? Especially if you're a solo agent. If you have a team, you have more options. If you're a solo agent, you've got very little options here. But I'm going to tell you what this is about, okay? Automation can help you here, okay? Automation can help. You should at least have your CRM locked and loaded, ready to go. And Jake dropped some great recommendations in the chat here on automating these responses, okay? This has changed a lot over the last 90 days because something called A2P 10DLC compliance is a new rule in America, in the US, right? So this has made texting automation harder to do. I'll just leave it at that. It is harder to do now than it was 90 days ago because you will get, if you're not compliant, your texts are never going to arrive to your leads, okay? So number one, be aware of that, right? Understand that. And also understand that even if you're texting someone and they respond through a text, call them first. That's a rule we have for our ISAs. If someone responds to a text message, sometimes people want to only engage them on text. I'm not saying don't engage them on text, but you should call too, right? Combine your responses with calls, all right? Now, you can also, some CRMs, not all of them, allow call automation. What does it mean? It means the CRM calls you trying to connect you with that lead, okay? The CRM calls you like in a phone bridge and tries to connect you with a brand new lead that comes in, right? So if that's available to you, try to solve this problem that way. If you have a team, you've got more options. You can do a Shark Tank style. New lead comes in, everyone gets it, and whoever calls them first can claim that lead. If you have an ISA, well, yeah, the problem is solved if they're on shift, obviously, right? If your ISA is working 9 to 5 and the lead comes in at midnight, how are you even going to respond to them that way? One of the most innovative solutions that I've seen come out over the last year, really only over the last 6 months, is Conversation AI, okay? This, over the next 12 months, this is going to have the biggest impact on lead conversion for real estate. Conversational AI. AI chatbots. AI chatbots for real estate have existed for years, guys, for years. I'm talking about something different. These are conversation AI chatbots built on ChatGPT, right? Built on OpenAI. These bots can have much more extensive conversations than the other ones did. You can help train them to respond the way you want them to respond in a way you couldn't do with the older generation of chatbots. We have a chatbot that we can train by pointing it to our website, okay? Because we use this. I use this on my own system, my own website, my own leads, right? Training it on what we do as PowerISA was as easy as pointing it to my website. Hey, learn what I do. Okay. And then let's see. Do you know what I do? Okay, great. And then we can correct it. We can make changes. Okay, do it, say it this way, don't say it that way. Okay, use this term, don't use that term. And it knows what to do. Okay. This is getting better and better every single day. This is going to be where we're going to solve going forward, where most CRMs, most systems, most agents are going to solve their speed to lead problem. You know, a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have said the best way to solve this problem is with an ISA. Now I'm telling you, I'm the ISA guy. This problem will be solved by chat bots and SMS bots and Facebook Messenger bots with AI starting now, going forward, and also voice, okay? AI voice calls are going to be, and again, this might be 12 months out, 18 months out, depending where the regulation lands. There's going to be compliance issues with AI calls. I know it, but this is potentially going to help as well, because that initial call, that initial contact can be very valuable. Okay, it can be very valuable. So conversation, if your CRM is not AI enabled, you know, you got to get one that is. A lot of them are, and you got to try this out. It's got to be trainable, right? Out of the box solutions, again, they can be great, but what better than to have an AI chatbot you can train with your own website, okay? That you personally can correct and make changes and change the way it responds. And it'll learn that right away. Your own instance, not one that's used for everyone. Ones that's used trade for you, okay? That's really, really, I think it's a very different kind of a chatbot conversation AI experience, all right? Here we go. So speaking of what Guillermo said on speed to lead, and does it matter as much as not? I will say this, Guillermo, because we've done what you said, right? Because not every agent, not every ISA, Guillermo, can respond within 60 seconds. It just might not be feasible for them. But the first thing the ISA does the next day, early on in their shift, their first activity is call the new leads. Call the new leads. That's the goal. That's what they should do. It's priority number one. Call the new leads from the day before, right? And you can still be successful that way. Here's something few people know. Speed to lead matters the most. It matters the most. It's like an arms race for these bottom of funnel leads, okay? That's where it matters the most, because those leads are shopping. They want to go see a property. They want a tour. They have a specific question about a home, right? The further up you are in the funnel, my experience has been, not that it doesn't matter, but it matters less. It matters less, okay? And like Guillermo mentioned, having you consistently call your leads once a day, let's call it once a day, but consistently calling everyone, you or your ISA, is much more powerful than not calling them at all, obviously, right? So you can give up. You can consciously say, I'm not going to put all my money, time, and effort on doing instant response. I get it, right? But at least have a set time, a process to call every single one of your leads once a day. Every single one, whether they're contacted or not. Call everyone. That is still going to get you great results, okay? Speed to lead will add to that. But the further up you are in the funnel, quite frankly, the less valuable it is. The less valuable it is. And if you don't believe me, well, I mean, don't do this. But because I've been shopping for homes, right? I remember a really specific time of looking for an investment property. I would message teams on realtor.com, my preferred website. And holy cow, guys, the automation just went nuts, like texting and email, all these things, because those leads are worth so much money, right? I was on realtor.com because I was shopping. I wanted to know about specific properties, had specific questions. That's why I got just bombarded with these automations, because I was their target lead. That's it. Facebook, my opinion, Facebook is a little bit different. Okay, great. So we're talking about following up with new leads. This is my recommendation, okay? Because you're looking for a response with new leads. The goal is to get a response. Double dial them, right? Double dialing is important because it distinguishes you from spam, from robocalls typically. It's going to get, and if you're calling cell phones, most of us are calling cell phones, it can be very flaky connection. Double dialing them is a must. SMS the first day, calling and texting every day for the first week, and then calling and texting every single week for the first 30 days, okay? That is, it's going to be 16, 17, almost 20 touches in the first 30 days. That's what it takes to get a 30%, 40%, up to a 50% response rate from your Facebook leads. This is the kind of effort that it takes. Automation and picking up the phone. You can still get conversions on the phone nowadays. People might be surprised at that. And if they don't respond to that initial barrage, those first 30 days, then you add them to the pond and you still try to contact them at least on a monthly basis, and put them on a long-term nurture. After 30 days, you heard that right. You try to call them again after 30 days, okay? Try calling them again. And here's a nugget. I learned this from my own clients. Even if the lead was not interested in taking your call, was not responsive, right? A lot of agents would trash those leads unless they said the magic words, right? Where they want you, remove me from your list, don't call me again. Unless they said that, because you got to be compliant. Unless they said that, give them a call 30 days later. Different phone number, I would recommend, different person, maybe your ISA or you. Call them up again because you might get them at a better time, okay? Most agents, if they don't have a positive experience, that first conversation, they give up on the lead. And that is not going to give you the maximum return on your spend if you give up on the first conversation. Unless they say the magic words, give it a try, right? Okay. Right. So, well, they respond. Now what? Okay. Guillermo's second question. Hey, sorry, what was your first question? Hey, what about the response? Once they respond, because what I just talked about right now is how to get them to respond. Well, what happens once they respond? What happens when the dog catches its tail, right? Holy cow, we're there. This is another area where agents need to up their game, okay? And I'm recommending this book. Barry Jenkins, he's a coach, he's a moderator with an LCA. He's a great guy. If you haven't checked out this book and you're trying to convert Facebook leads, you got to read this book, okay? This is required reading if you want to work at PowerISA. Required reading. Our coaches coach out of this book, right? When we're talking about converting inbound leads. Why? Because what you say matters, okay? Like I mentioned before, Facebook leads tend to be at the top of the funnel, right? Or middle of the funnel. If you use Barry language, middle of the funnel. You need to meet them where they are, okay? And your initial dialogue needs to reflect that. I'll give you an example. If a lead comes in and you want to ask them about, are they pre-approved? How many bedrooms and bathrooms do they want? What's their time frame? You're asking them bottom of funnel questions. If that's all you ask, you're asking them bottom of funnel questions only, okay? What happens? The lead self-identifies and says, yeah, I'm not who you're looking for. I'm not ready for you. I'm just getting started. I don't even know that. They might sincerely not even know the answers to these questions yet, not yet. And they're going to disqualify you. You might not just disqualify them. They might disqualify you as someone they want to work with because you evidently don't want to talk to them where they are. You want them to be at the bottom of the funnel. I think that's a huge mistake. That is a huge mistake. And one of the key points of this book is that it says when you're first talking to a lead from Facebook, the first contact, whether it's you or your ISA, there's no difference here. The goal is not to set an appointment as soon as possible, right? The goal is to teach them something they don't know about the process as soon as possible, all right? It's a different mindset. It's a different approach to how you should be talking to these leads. Instead of asking, and you're pre-approved yet, bottom of funnel question, it should be, hey, I know you're just getting started, because that's what they're going to say. The leads know what we want to do. They know that we want to set an appointment. They know that we want to get face-to-face with them. They don't want to, right? It's not that they don't want to. They see no reason to, okay? They see no reason in meeting with you yet, let alone taking your next call a month later or a week later. They see no reason for that. You've got to give them a reason, all right? You've got to add some value. Teach them about the local market. Teach them about the process. Tell them what are the biggest pitfalls you want them to avoid. And if they give you the objection that I am just getting started, your response or that of your ISA needs to be, that's awesome, right? Because I love working with people that are just getting started. That's where I can add the most value, all right? Very different response, guys. Very different approach, okay? Because you want to be helpful regardless of where they are. And newsflash, folks, a lot of these leads are not being honest with you yet, right? A lot of agents complain that buyers are liars or whatever. I take a very different approach. I go, you have not earned the right for them to be perfectly candid with your plans, right? They're not going to give you, they're not going to show you all their cards. They're not going to tell you if they have a home to sell. They're not going to tell you, where they really are, what the real time frame is, because they just met you. They just heard you, right? It's a first conversation. But if you come guns blazing with that value, you might be giving them a reason to be a little bit more forthcoming than they otherwise would be, okay? Hopefully that's making sense for you guys. All right, let's go. All right, change your focus. I just mentioned this, right? Don't ask only bottom of funnel questions. Ask someone, and then you need a hook, okay? You need a hook. You need an offer. And this is probably the number one thing most agents get wrong when they're converting internet leads, not just Facebook, any internet lead. It's not good enough to just want to be helpful with them, right? It's not good enough to just ask them the question and see if they want to book an appointment. You got to give them a reason to, all right? You got to tease something very valuable that they might want more information on. It can be talking to them about your VIP buyer program, about your off-market property list, your first-time home buyer program, or give them a case study. Give them like right then and there, give them an example of how you helped another client get an amazing interest. We just closed on a deal yesterday. Like right now, people are concerned about interest rates. They're concerned about the market. Give them a reason to talk to you and be the solution for them, okay? Be the solution to their fears, their concerns, their questions. Be the solution. I just got one of my clients $20,000 to buy down their interest rate. It was amazing. I'd love to talk to you more about that and come up with a game plan once you're ready, right? Would love to get you, talk to you so you know as you start the process, so you know how to get the best deal out there. Does that make sense? Let's have a conversation about that, right? Very different than, do you want to book an appointment with me? The answer is no. Do they want to book an appointment with you? Do they want to learn how to get a great deal in this market? The answer is yes to that. The appointment is just the way you do it, right? But give them a better question, okay? Give them a better question, you're going to get a better answer. All right, cool. Next, all right, so we talked about getting a response and contacting, new leads. That is one part of the problem, okay? The other one is, okay, Gus, I've spoken to some of these leads, but they don't want to work yet. They're not ready to go. Guys, that is a good outcome. Having a lead that you're able to qualify, have a connection with, is a good outcome from talking to Facebook leads. But you've got to have a process to follow up with contacted leads. How to nurture contacted leads. And I want to go into this. We got about 15 minutes left here. I want to go deep into this, how to contact these folks. And for the folks that stick around, as always, I've got some goodies for you at the end of this webinar, right? Have some free goodies for you, so check them out. You want to make sure you have a follow-up plan, all right? So do not just check in with them a month later. That's not valuable. That's not value first. Add value. Offer them something. Give them a freebie. Hey, have you found a great property they might like? Share with them the best deal out there right now. Offer them an ebook, an article, a blog post, a video, hopefully one you made yourself. That would be the best case, that they can use, that can educate them, that can make them a savvier consumer, right? Give them something of value, and then you get permission to ask, hey, by the way, how are things going, right? Are the plans still the same? You guys thinking of making the move in a few months? Where are you at? You have permission to do it then, okay? Value first, that's not what they expect. Value first, and then talk about yourself, what you want, where they're at, right? You're much more likely to get a response to that and much more likely to move them forward, okay? Next, all right, nurturing these leads, right? So a lot of people ask, how often should I follow up with these leads? And a rule of thumb that's been around for forever is whatever number they say on their time frame, cut it in half, okay? And that's not that applicable anymore. I think you got to be more nuanced than that. You got to be more specific than that. If someone's doing something within 90 days, that is a now lead, a now business. And if it's 100 days or 120, it's the same thing, guys, right? This is flexible. These are not set in stone. These are guidelines, okay? If someone's doing something within 90 days, you're following up with them every week, every single week, because that 90 days is now. 4 months from now is now. Someone doing something in March, April, May, my opinion, it's someone you got to follow up with it more intensely, okay? If they're doing something in May, maybe it's every couple of weeks you're following up with them, but you get the idea. It's now business. Check in with them, offer value on a weekly basis. If they're more than 90 days out, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, okay, you have permission from Gus to follow up with them monthly, okay? You're dropping value, you're dropping the breadcrumbs at least once a month. And this is follow-up that is not automated, okay? I get questions from so many agents saying, hey, how can I automate the follow-up with these leads, the nurturing of these leads? Folks, why would you want to automate this? You've got a qualified lead. You know who they are. You have an idea of what they want, where they are in the process. You know what a new buyer wants, what their concerns are, what their needs are. No, you don't want to automate that. You want to use the information you have to connect with them again a month later. Reconnect with them, right? Requalify them. If they're more than 12 months out, it's okay to follow maybe every 3 to 4 months, okay? This is the job. And yes, some people hire ISAs to do this, but if you don't have an ISA, you have to do this. Make sure you are nurturing and following up with your contacted leads. Pro tip, okay? This is a huge nugget. You can also use content, all right? This is one of my secret sauces, right? Content. In our CRM, there are 60,000 leads. Again, a little bit different than you guys because I nurture and I convert real estate agents. You guys are buyers and sellers. But hey, I've got 60,000 people in my audience. And one of the ways that I help nurture and follow up with these leads is through content. I'm going to give you some quick recommendations. Folks, your personal Facebook profile, and if you're on Instagram, change this for Instagram, whatever it is. You have to optimize your profile for conversion because you should be friending every single one of these leads on your most used social media platform, whatever that happens to be. You should be friending them there. Find them on Facebook, find them on Instagram. Hell, find them on LinkedIn if you have to, right? Get them in there, but your profile has to show that you're a pro, okay? You should put an offer on your profile. You should clearly explain what you do for buyers and sellers. How do you serve buyers and sellers? What do you do as an agent, okay? You should be posting daily content. Every single day, you should be posting a piece of content, an article, a video, whatever it is, right? Related to real estate. You can post your dog pictures too, right? That's fine. But you got to throw in some content related to the business. Again, you have to make a trade-off here. I've made peace with the fact that my personal Facebook profile helps me make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I've made peace with that, right? I don't use it to go fight with my uncle about politics or I don't use it for that, right? That's what WhatsApp's for me. So I use it for my business, okay? I'm recommending you do the same to turn your social media account into a conversion machine, into a lead nurturing machine, because it's not good enough for these nurturing these contacted leads. It is not good enough anymore to just send them an email, right? That's not good enough. Wait till once a month you call and check in with them. That's not good enough. Use content as well. Get them into your sphere. Get them into your social media platform. Get into that. Here's my profile. I've got a call to action right there. And then I've got a description. I help realtors, lenders, and investors get more appointments. That's what I do, okay? And I've got a call to action. Join my mastermind group. Boom. Get into my Facebook group. I post every day. How to post about real estate. What's your dream home? You should be asking this question to your audience, to your social media friends, right? That's your audience. What's your dream home? What year did you buy your first home, right? What did you love about your home? What would you change? Here's a question you should post on social today. What would you change about your home, right? Your current home. What would you change about that? Post that question and magic's going to happen, okay? People will engage with it. Maybe not a ton early on if you've never posted anything. Not a ton. But if you do it consistently, you're going to get more engagement, all right? This is like another strategy. Create your own Facebook group. Folks, this saved my business back in 2020. I created a Facebook group. Now it's at over 5,500 people, but it started with 10 people, okay? and I put them in my Facebook group, and everything that I do tries to get people into my Facebook group. And it's like a little fishbowl that I drop little hooks in there. I drop value, and every now and then I make an offer to my audience to become a client and work with me. Okay. We get appointments from our Facebook group every single day. If I have a month for me, PowerISA, where I don't get 100 appointments from this content, it's a bad month for me. It's not a good month. 100 appointments is a good amount of money. And by the way, you're paying for the ads and the leads. You're not paying for the appointments if you do it this way. Okay. They're coming to you. The best appointment that exists is a lead that's coming to you because they connected with you. They like your content. All right. Quick few tips on creating a great Facebook group. An easy way to keep your Facebook group engaged: go live every day, even if it's only a minute or two, right? Drop some value. Tell them what's awesome about your area. And by the way, I must have missed this in the slides. Your Facebook group doesn't have to be real estate related at all. It should be community related, right? Every single real estate agent should be an owner of a local community Facebook group. It can be, the Seahawk fans in Seattle. It can be the moms in, this community. It can be the parents and teachers of this school district. It doesn't matter, right? Make it around that and add a value to that group, okay? And every now and then, you can share an insight about the market. You have permission to do that. You own the group. It's your group, right? You can share some insight. You can share some news, real estate news, community news, right? You might share a great home you looked at, right? Hey, if anyone's looking to upgrade, wow, I saw this amazing property over here, all right? You can give advice, add value, all right? You can do this with other people's groups too. Doesn't limit it to your own Facebook group. Folks, this is what I do. And I see Guillermo doing this too. Guillermo and we add value inside of LabCoatAgents. For me, to be very honest with you guys, that's one of my main lead generation activities that I do every single day. I don't have permission to not go into LabCoatAgents and add value, okay? Add value within that community is one of my main lead generation activities. Of course, I do it within my own group, but I extend that and I add value to other people's Facebook groups. There's nothing against that, right? Add value, posting articles and asking questions, all right? Another thing, some tips if you're going to make your own Facebook group. You got to turn on post moderation, okay? You got to moderate these posts. You got to, as the group grows, you want to control some of that content. You can't just let people post whatever they want. And, review all this on a daily basis and commit to a few minutes a day. This only takes a few minutes a day to add a value to the audience, all right? You can also invite 5 to 10 people a day. This is how I grew my group to 5,000 people. Inviting people every single day, a handful of people. You can't do more than 5 or 10 because Facebook's going to block you. Don't do that. But you can invite people to your group every single day. A few people, local people that are in your sphere, and tell them anyone else add friends. You can invite more people to your group. All right. Another one, content, short form videos. Okay. You want to engage and convert your leads. Get them into your social media account and share short form videos with them. All right. People love to consume these things, whether it's not just TikTok, right? It's Facebook and Instagram Reels. My best performing content is Facebook Reels. Not a surprise because that's the platform that I'm the most native to and that I spend the most time on. But short form video has been a game changer for me, okay? On the level of engagement and reach that I get from my own content on Facebook. The goal is to get people to see who I am, get interested, join my Facebook group. That's what I want. That's the goal with my videos. Figure out, Gus seems to be a smart guy. Who is he? Oh, he has a Facebook group. Let me join that Facebook group. That's what I want. That's what I want on a daily basis, okay? They're great for engagement. Here's a quick graph on engagement. This is my YouTube. So you see that hockey stick going up to the right is my YouTube channel the month that I started posting shorts, YouTube shorts, okay? April of 2023. My engagement went through the roof to compare to where I was before, okay? This works. I got to 1,000 followers on TikTok within a few months, right? By posting short form videos every day. Here is a huge hack. If you don't know what this is, opus.clip. Okay. So I'm not good at doing short form. I'll be very honest with you, right? I'm not native to these platforms. I'm not a TikToker, right? I'm not natively. I wasn't on Vine. I wasn't on any of these things. The way that I do my best performing clips is I take a longer video, a 30-minute video. I'm the king of 30 to 60-minute videos. Like this one right now, by the way, right? So when this comes out, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. This comes out, I'm going to go put this video, the YouTube link, into Opus Clip, and it's going to make probably 25 to 30 1-minute clips for me automatically, okay? This is on Zoom. It's going to focus on my face and put subtitles in there for me, okay? Automatically. I just have to wait a couple minutes, and boom, I have all of my short form clips done for me for a couple pennies. It has a free version. I'm on the professional version. I bought my whole year ahead of time. This is a great deal. I'll pay it. It's amazing because it helps feed my audience. I want to give content to my audience. This is way less expensive than hiring a short form video editor, hiring, someone to do this for you. This is a great hack. I use this every single day. I post short form to all of my channels, all of my accounts, every single day, and they are by far my best performing content. Nurture your leads with this. Nurture them with this, okay? Great, folks. I have a special offer for you guys, okay? We're almost out of time here. I have two things to offer you guys. Number one, if you want a copy of this entire presentation, I got the wrong title in there. Well, you know what? Let's go with the wrong title. I was going to change the title for this offer, but I got it right here. So send me an email to info@powerisa.com and put free Facebook masterclass in the title. I'll send you my entire deck so you guys can review it. You can see examples of Facebook ads in there. You can see marketing examples, all these things. You can get it for free, 100%. If you liked what you saw and you want to see the slide deck and the examples of high-performing Facebook ads, send me an email and I'll send this to you. We don't always send it right away, but we do send it to every single person that requests it, okay? We'll send you the presentation. And if you want to give us a shot at running your own Facebook ads, right? Like Jake has been mentioning in the chat, sign up with PowerISA. We'll run your Facebook ads for free for 10 days, right? And all it takes is you paying for the ad spend, $300. That's all it takes. We'll help figure out how much does it cost to generate leads in your area? What is the expected cost for acquisition for a deal from Facebook? And you decide if that's worth doing or not, okay? If you sign up with us, you get access to, we help give you top converting Facebook ads. We help you solve that problem. We'll create the ads and run them for you. We can run retargeting ads for you. We didn't even get to that today, but retargeting is a great opportunity. We'll help you build out more advanced funnels. If you want to up your game, we can help you build more complex funnels that'll get you appointments booked automatically, right? You're going to get all the automation sequences that I mentioned that you need, 12-month of nurture campaigns, conversation AI. You'll get a conversation AI chatbot that you can train with your information and answer the questions you want answered your way, okay? You're also going to get weekly coaching calls, etc. All right? So if you're interested, ignore that link down there. You can go to www.powerisa.com/LCA. Powerisa.com/LCA. That is a way to try this out for free, okay? That's an offer that's out there. You guys are welcome to take us up on that, okay? Let me see if we have any other. So Sarah, you're a current client. Sarah, absolutely, 100%. Sarah, if you're a current client of PowerISA, just reach out and we'll set this up for you. Right? Don't worry about that. And this is open to anyone. You don't have to be a client of PowerISA to get this, but you can certainly get it if you're a client. No, because you already have an ISA. Like half the problem is already solved for you, right? All you need is a few other pieces. Get them more leads. If you already have an ISA, one of the challenges is get them more leads. Get them more people to talk to. This can be a solution for that, right? Sarah, reach out and we'll sign you up on a free trial and let's see what we can do for you and you decide. Having more people for your ISA to call is not a bad thing. I think you should give it a shot. Everyone should try out Facebook leads at least and see what kind of results you can get early on. All right. Cool.
Awesome, Gus. I appreciate your time. One parting comment, if somebody, if they're not in the position to run ads or do anything and they're being their own ISA, what's the one tip from training ISAs and having them that you could tell them that they could do to help their conversion or their engagement as being their own ISA? What's one takeaway you could give them?
And I love that question, because if you're going to generate your own ads, right? You're going to generate your own leads and you're going to convert your own leads. The number one thing you can do, actually, okay, it's two things, not one, it's two. Sorry. Two things you got to do. Call them every day. Once a day, at least. I know how busy we get. I know we got other things going on, for sure. Have 30 minutes a day, at least, that's blocked out every single day to call your leads. The ones that just came in, the ones that came in yesterday, the ones that came in last week you haven't contacted. Call them at least once a day, right? Not forever. You can use the follow-up plan I mentioned here. Call them at least once a day. And number two, train yourself on how to talk to these leads. And I mentioned a great resource. Barry's book is amazing. I've done a lot of content around Barry's methods and his methodology. Check that out too. It's on the LCA YouTube channel. So call them, not just texting. That's not enough. Call them and be ready to have that conversation that's actually going to get you a qualified lead and a conversion. Those are my two recommendations, Guillermo.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, Gus. Thank you once again, and definitely look forward to next time.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys.